Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we will talk about Azure Data Factory. In today's video, we will discuss a scenario to copy multiple files from one storage account to another blob storage account. I'll use this Data Factory instance which is there on my screen right now for the demonstration. So to launch the Data Factory Studio, you can click here on this icon and that will launch the Data Factory onto another tab like this. And here you can go to this author icon, which is a pencil icon, and that will have all the resources which are managed by the Azure Data Factory instance. So as of now, I have a couple of pipelines and dataset already created, which I've used in the previous demonstration. Now let's create a new pipeline, which will now for the demonstration of copying multiple files from the storage account. I have a storage account which is this one. In this storage account I have a container called input. In the container I have multiple files which is of different type. Some of the files are PNG type, some of them are PNG files, some of them are JPG file or CSV file, right? All the different type of file I would like to copy from this storage to a destination storage account which has a output container. So this is my storage account, which is a destination storage account, and here in the output container right now it is empty. I want to copy a file from this, right? Now to perform the copy activity with the ADF, I'll simply create a new pipeline. So click on the create new pipeline, and here I'm going to use the copy data activity. So that is the activity which we'll be using to perform the copy action. Now here with this activity, I will first of all give it a name to my pipeline. So I'll say that pipeline copy multi files, right? So that's the name of the pipeline. Next, you want to give it a name to your copy activity. So let's say copy files. That's the activity name. You can provide the description. I'll keep the rest of the settings by default. We have discussed these settings in the previous video. Next, you have to specify the source configuration, which means that you have to specify the dataset information. So the datasets which can connect to this source storage account. So for that reason, I already have a dataset which is or datasets which we have created in the previous demonstration. If you have existing dataset, you can choose the existing dataset right here from this section. For an example, I have this source dataset which I can specify and choose the dataset. If you don't want to use the existing one, you want to create a new one, you can create a new one by clicking on this new button. That will launch the blade at the right side to create a new dataset. Let me just create a new dataset to copy the file. Now as we are trying to copy multiple files and the file type could be of any type, hence I cannot use the specific file types such as CSV, Excel, JSON or XML. If you have a multiple file which is of only type Excel or a specific file type like Excel, CSV or JSON, then you can specify this file type. But in our case, the file type varies, so I'm going to use the option as in binary. So let me just copy this. Let me just provide the name of the data set. So let's copy the copy files. That's the name I've given. Next, you have to specify the link service. Link service will help your dataset to connect to the source storage account. So in this case, I have my source storage account link service I already have, which I've created in the previous demonstration. Now if you would like to know more about how to create a link service, you can watch that video. Next, you have to specify the location from where the dataset is supposed to copy the file or connect to that particular location. So as soon as I click on that option, that will launch or connect to the storage account containers, and I'll have a list of all the containers. In this case, we have two containers, input and tf state. So I'll be using the input container. You can see that as soon as I click on the input container, it is showing me all the file as in preview which are available inside this container. Right now, I don't want to specify any specific file because I want to copy multiple files, and the file which I would like to copy can be any type. It could be PNG, CSV and all, like we said. So I'll be using OK because I don't want to specify a file type here. In this case, I'll select OK. Before that, let me just see if there is an advanced dataset configuration. There is a parameter option available which we don't want to specify for now. So let me just click on OK. So here is my dataset, which is ds copy. Basically, it is specifying the copy file from the location which we have specified. Now for this sync, which means the destination database, I'm not going to create a new dataset. I'll be using the existing dataset. So this is my destination dataset. Now to choose or to know more about the destination dataset, you can click here on the open section. You can see that it's trying to connect to this storage account, which is, let's just see that, this one, STOCS demo storage account. That's the storage account where we want to copy our files to. So let me just cancel this, close this dataset. Now our source and destinations are ready. Copy behavior, do we want to use a flattened structure? Doesn't matter because all my files are anyways flattened, so I don't want to basically specify anything here. So ADF will automatically detect, and I guess it will use the flattened structure as well. Anyways, so with that, our pipeline is ready with just a single activity, which is a copy data activity. I am able to see, I should be able to copy the file from one location to another location. So let's simply validate the pipeline with all the activities which are available in the pipeline. You can see that the validation is successfully completed and there are no errors with that, which means that our pipelines are ready to publish. Now you can see that we have two options to publish, two changes to publish. Change number 1, this pipeline which we have just now created. Change number 2, the dataset which we have created for to specify the source location. So this is the only change we have. Now if you want, you can simply click on the debug option to run your pipeline without publishing it. But if you want, you can click on the publish option and then afterwards you can run the pipeline. So let me just publish the file. Again, you have an option to review what changes it is showing, so, which we have reviewed from this section. So let's wait for the pipeline to publish. The pipeline is, I guess, successfully published. Yes, it is. Let me just close all these. Now simply you can run this pipeline right here from this option. Let's run the pipeline and see if that is going to copy all my files which I'm looking for. As soon as you click on run, it will open another tab here at the lower configuration tab, which is output. Now output shows that the number of activities which are available within the pipeline. It will show the activity which are running right now, which are completed or which may be failed. So it will show all the activities. You can see that the pipeline is successfully completed, and with that you can see within the activity, specific activity, you can see the input as well as output, and you would be able to see how the input is connected to the source location, how the output is connected to the destination location, and what kind of action the output has returned. It has returned that it has copied or written the 4 files at the destination location, what was the throughput, how much time it took, and all those configuration which is available. Now if you would like to see more graphical view of the same input and output, you can click on this lens icon and that will show the result of the pipeline activity which has just now completed. You can see that files to read 4 files, files to write 4 files, total size of those files completed this. The time it has taken is 14 seconds to basically write all those files, right? Now to verify that, is what we are going to do is will refresh this output and you will see that all my files are available at the destination storage account. And that is it in this demonstration. So we have successfully able to copy the multiple files from the source storage account to the destination storage account with the help of ADF pipeline activity. I hope you have found this useful, and if it is, please give it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe to channel if you haven't already. Thanks for watching it. See you in the next video.